No wasting time, a wheel spin decides which of the four shows I watch for the week, and without further ado, spin that wheel! I'm just hoping for anything except Raw. Anything except Raw, people. And oh my god. And here we are. CM Trunks opens up Raw. All it took was 2 minutes of him cutting his promo for me to get irritated. Not with Punk, but with the crowd. 1 second they're cheering the crap out of him, and the next they're constantly wutting him. Like, which is it, people? Like, are you with them or you're against them? It can't be both. But my 2 cents for this promo are that, sure, it was a really good promo, but the line about lowering ticket prices just feels so wink wink nudge nudge from TKO. Like they told him to add that in there, like, ha, we're poking at ourselves. I will say, when Punk smacked his wrist and said, I don't have my bloated cousin on the board, now that one was gold. That was followed by a backstage segment with I Show Speed asking Danhausen to lift the curse. Danhausen vanishes. Adam Pearce and the Vision walk in. Adam advises Speed to just leave to let the wrestlers handle the beef. When the Vision says no, you're only safe with us, buddy, so you're coming with us. And the Vision technically kidnaps Speed, which leads to the first match of the night, Austin Theory versus LA Knight, and it was a solid match. They went back and forth until Logan supposedly trips, making Speed crash into LA outside the ring. Cue the circus music as LA chases Speed for a bit, which leads to that hilarious spot of Knight just pulling I Show Speed back into the ring, practically dragging him by his ankles from the ropes. This distracts everyone. Then Logan Paul jumps on the apron, hits LA Knight, and Austin Theory takes advantage, rolls him up for the win. After the match, it is made official: the Vision and I Show Speed versus the Usos and LA Knight. Yeah! And of course, Finn Balor versus JD Funko Pop doesn't even take place, as Dirty Dom attacks Finn on his entrance. Dom and JD end the segment by laying out Finn. That is followed up by a really good backstage segment with AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. Becky crashes AJ's interview and starts tearing her down. AJ just destroys her with kindness, then says how she is irreplaceable. That's why even though she was gone for 10 years, WWE still kept calling. Cold line. On to Bayley versus Lash Legend. It was a solid match. Lash didn't botch much. Bayley hit this nice elbow drop onto Lash while she's doing the fent fold. Of course, shenanigans time. Nia Jax trips Bayley from ringside. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte come out to attack Nia. Bayley then dives onto them before turning her attention back on Lash, but it's too late as Lash hits Bayley with a stiff punch, then tries to suplex her from the top, only for Bayley to shift her weight, land on her for the pin, and with an assist from Lyra Valkyria holding Lash's other leg down, picks up the win. Seth Franklin Rollins is back after 6 months, which is crazy. I didn't think it had been that long. But boy, oh boy, am I so excited to hear the audience chant his song again. Anyways, he says in his promo that he can't wait to get his hands on Gunther, but then says even though there's no personal issue or problems between them, so why is this match even taking place, man? You're already discrediting the storyline. Anyways, followed by the most overused line in wrestling in the past few years, he says he wants to take back the title he never lost. Like, are we fucking serious? I guess at this point, no one ever loses their titles. They just drop them, apparently. His promo was interrupted by Gunther. Seth and Gunther brawl for a bit before they're separated, but it still continues as cameras follow Gunther backstage as he meets with Paul Heyman, and very menacingly tells him, "You owe me much more than a big thank you." Segment ends with a distraught Paulie. Moving on, six-man tag, El Grande Americano, Bravo, and Rayo versus Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, and Penta. Towards the end of the match, people are flying, missing their timing, and most of them diving. The dust settles, and it's time for the young OG to get bouncy, hits the OG cutter, and Javon picks up the win for his team. After the match, Ray announces he's medically cleared and joining the ladder match for the IC title at WrestleMania. Next up, Rhea and Io versus B-Fab and Michin. Honestly, I skipped the match. I had zero interest in this sloppy botch fest. I will say Io needs to do better, because how does a 76-year-old man hit a suicide dive with ease, but you're landing on your head, Io? Come on. With all the hype and the way people talk about how she's so skilled and such a great high flyer, she should be hitting that every single time. And speaking of landing on your head, Stephanie Vaquer gives both Liv Morgan and Roxanne CTE. My thought immediately is, did she accidentally give too stiff of a shove? Because holy crap, the hematoma Liv had was bad. Stephanie, standing over Liv, says, "Talk about my mom again." To which I say, Liv isn't going to be doing much talking anytime soon with that Tito Ortiz level of head trauma. The main event, Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar contract signing. And it's incredible how damn over Oba is. Crowds are erupting, chanting for him, and no contract signing even happens. As their entrances get us down to about 2 minutes of runtime left, then they just brawl for the last minute as Raw goes off the air with them being held back by security, giving each other death stares. As for CM Trunks, although I don't see it as a pipe bomb, people are right in saying that this is the most CM Punk he has been since he returned to WWE. Like, he's been like a dog on a leash before this because he's holding back. He's holding back because of his money. And I get it, he's all about his money. He's here to make money, not friends. But it's like, if you're going to claim that you're the voice of the voiceless, where is that voice? He's been back for what, 3, maybe going on 4 years? This is the first time he actually sounded like CM Punk. And then the Finn versus JD match should have happened. I don't get why they couldn't have had a 10-15 minute match where Finn wins. Then you jump and lay him out. What's so hard about that? You couldn't spare another 6 minutes along with that segment? But that's my 2 cents. Take it or leave it. Hello. Goodbye.